People look at stories through different lenses. I have my own take on some of these trending issues. Hi, I'm Mariah Ramharack and welcome to In Case You Missed It.
Hello and welcome. It's now time for another brand new episode of In Case You Missed It on SportsMax and CEEN TV. Well, the Soca Warriors have just completed two friendlies against Jamaica in Trinidad and Tobago, where they lost in the first friendly 1-0 and drew 0-0 with Jamaica in the second, as they continue their preparations for the March 23 Copa America qualifying match against Canada. Well, joining me today to get us up to speed with what has been taking place in his career and reflect a bit on preparation for Copa America qualifying is Kaïlé Auvray. Welcome to In Case You Missed It. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
All right. Are you back in Jamaica for your Jamaica Premier League duties with Mount Pleasant, or are you still in Trinidad and Tobago?
No, I'm currently in St. Anne's. I'm back in Jamaica.
Okay. So we're going to reflect a bit on the results of those friendlies, the 1-0 loss and then the 0-0 draw. Your thoughts on how those friendlies went?
Yeah, I believe that those were two very close games, and we were unlucky to not come out with at least one victory, but that's how it goes. And most importantly, those games were to prepare for the also important Canada match to qualify for the Copa America.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because in the second friendly, you had a clear-cut chance. It turned out to be a missed opportunity for your team. Walk me through how you're able to bounce back from chances like those, because I'm sure in the moment you were upset with yourself.
Yeah, I remember the player tried to cross it in front of goal, but maybe I put a little too much on it. So that is something that you can look back on and say, okay, what can I change for the next game in order for this to be a successful a goal?
Yeah, and it's always very important whenever you have moments like that, you're able to bounce back. I'll ask you though, how important do you think these friendlies were as your team get ready for that Copa America qualifier in just a few weeks?
Yeah, I think that these friendlies were very important because being able to face a team of a similar level such as Jamaica allows us to have 180 minutes, to try out certain things, certain players. Okay, how do we look like this, like that, in order to be able to put our best foot forward against Canada.
Yeah, and are there any other upcoming practice matches that we can look out for as you get ready?
Before the Canada match, not to my knowledge.
Okay, so you're just back doing your JPL stuff, and of course the rest of the team will continue training as they get ready.
Yes, correct. Everybody's back with their clubs and then they'll be ready for the Canada game.
Right. And, I find your story so interesting, right? Because you were born in France, you lived in the USA, lived in Guadeloupe, Trinidad and Tobago as well. You now represent the Trinidad and Tobago national team. I would love to know, how did you come up with that decision? How did you decide to represent Trinidad and Tobago and why?
I think that once I set foot in Trinidad and played with the national team for the first time, there was no looking back. I think that I really liked the organization and also the impact that it had on my family and just how proud everybody was to see me wear the Trinidad and Tobago colors. So it was a no-brainer at a certain point.
But it must be a difficult decision because your dad played for Guadeloupe. He's also a football coach. So was there any sort of, it couldn't have been as smooth sailing as we thought it was.
It was actually pretty smooth. My father told me, listen, Kaïlé, this is your decision and whatever you want to do, I support it. And he was for me playing with Trinidad and Tobago. So there was no kind of mix up.
Okay, all right. That's good to hear. Now I'll ask you a bit of some of your personal details, a bit about how it has been growing up in a home where your dad is a coach. Has it helped your game? Because I always wonder how it is when you have a father-son relationship. The son is a footballer, the father is a coach, and of course, How does that work?
It has helped me tremendously because whatever mistakes that he might have made in his career, whatever good choices he made in his career, he's able to transmit all that to me. And if I'm being honest, I started playing football because I grew up around football, which is all thanks to him. And he is very influential in everything that I do, football and also off the field. So I'm very, very happy to have him in my life.
But Kailé, what's it like when a result or a game doesn't go your way and you come home? Is he the type of dad that leaves the football at the football pitch, or do you hear about it at home, at dinner?
I'll definitely hear about it at home, but it'll be more of an analysis because he's a coach. So yes, there'll be the emotion of, I wish you could have done this, done that. But he's able to take a step back and then we'll break down the game. Okay, look at this play. What could you have done differently? Why did you choose to do that? So it's actually very, very helpful moving forward, yeah.
Kailé, we just touched on your relationship with your dad, who is a football coach. Mom, she must be so elated that you opted to represent her country, Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, she's extremely proud, and it's something that, really, I think, touched her emotionally. And being able to just go to the Hazley Crawford Stadium and see me play. We live about 15 minutes away, so yeah, she loves it.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Well, you made your debut for the Soca Warriors March of last year. How was the process, just adjusting to the new environment, the new team?
I think that it's a process that went along pretty easily because I've been blessed to play in about 4 or 5 countries now. So I feel that I adapt pretty quickly, and obviously my teammates, players such as Alvin Jones, Jovin Jones, they really helped me settle well with the team.
Yeah, it's been almost a year. How has it been working with Coach Angus Eve?
I think it's been going very well, and obviously he's the one who brought me on board. So I'm very, very happy to be able to work with him, and we've been having very good results of late.
Yeah, and how difficult do you think that Copa America assignment will be against Canada later this month?
I think it'll be a very difficult match for both teams because there's plenty at stake. For us, this is our chance to write history. And for Canada, I know that they also really need this win if I understand with what's going on in their country. So high stakes.
High stakes, and we have a special bunch of Soca Warriors. Tell me what's so special about this crop of players?
I think that there's a certain unity about this group, meaning that we're all really willing to fight one for another, sorry. And there are multiple matches where we've gone down 1-0, 2-0, and we just keep on fighting. So I feel like there's a true belief.
Yeah, always important when, of course, you believe in the process. So you've had a stint with Sporting Kansas City Club in the USA. What's been your biggest takeaway from that experience, and how has it helped your game?
Ever to speak about stints, I think my biggest stint was when I played for Lille in France. So I played there for 3 years, from when I was under 16 to under 19. And I think that those years over there really allowed me to gain an experience being at the highest level of my age group. So I would more reflect on that.
Yeah, and what was so special about playing there in France? Is it because you got the opportunity to play against some really, really top players that in turn helped you to improve your own game?
Yeah, I think that, like they say, iron sharpens iron. So, for example, we played in the UEFA Youth League. So you're playing against teams like Wolfsburg, like Chelsea.
What?
Our team was very strong. So it really helped me progress and, have a better tactical understanding, training every day. It was a good experience.
And you're now here in the land of wood and water in the Jamaica Premier League, which is also live on SportsMax. How did that opportunity come about?
It came about because we faced Jamaica in 2 similar friendlies last year.
Yeah.
We faced them also in the Gold Cup, and I was able to feature in all those matches. And then Mount Pleasant contacted me.
And how much are you enjoying the experience at Mount Pleasant?
So far, I'm enjoying it very much. Unfortunately, I had some paperwork issues, so I've only been able to start playing just over a month ago. So I'm still settling in, picking up rhythm, but so far, so good.
Yeah, and you know, Mount Pleasant are the defending champions. So how's the title defense looking? I mean, you're currently at the top of the JPL table.
Yes, and we actually have a top of the table clash this Sunday, so this will be a very important match in order to stay ahead.
Yeah, you will be playing against Kailé. Are you ready for this fixture? What can we expect from you?
Expect me to be ready. Expect me to be ready.
All right. And how important is it that Mount Pleasant secure all 3 points? Because I find this season, the JPL table, the points table has been very, very close. So the moment you slip up, another team, of course, can come and overtake your position on the table. So just talk to us about the importance of this win for Mount Pleasant.
Yeah, I think winning every match is important, but especially when you're facing direct contenders for the title, or these direct contenders for the top spot. So it's even more important to be able to create a gap between these teams. So it's a must-win.
Yeah, what would you say keeps you motivated? What's the end goal? When you think about what you're doing now, and of course, you know, you think about where you want to end up in a couple of years from now, what's the end goal?
I think that the end goal is to reach the highest possible level that I can reach. But most importantly, instead of always looking to the future, tell yourself that I prayed to be where I am now. So it's always to give thanks to God, because we can't forget where we come from.
So it's now time for the most exciting part of today's interview. It's rapid fire time. So I'll ask you a question and you say the first word or phrase that comes to mind. Are you ready?
Yes, I think so.
Messi or Ronaldo?
Ronaldo, Brazilian.
Favorite goal that you scored?
My goal against Wolfsburg in the UEFA Youth League.
Okay. Most interesting country that you played football for?
Trinidad and Tobago.
Ooh. Toughest opponent that you faced?
Ooh. Gosh, supposed to be rapid fire. Brian Pereira. He plays, he's a youth French international. Brian Pereira, right back.
All right. TikTok or Instagram?
Instagram.
One thing that you cannot live without?
Ooh. Doubles.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to know how you were managing when you were not in Trinidad and Tobago, but that's a topic for another interview. Which one of your teammates has the best fashion sense?
Nathaniel James.
All right. Favorite English Premier League team?
Manchester City.
Wow, good. We have something in common. Describe Trinidad and Tobago's national team in one word.
Warriors.
Okay, and which team are you supporting for the UEFA Champions League?
Manchester City.
Defending champions, Manchester City. All right, so before you leave, let's head across now to social media to see what's been happening. Okay, so we have this post from the US men's national team. You'll have to explain to me what it means, but it was saying shout out to Timwe for his fine work recruiting Kaïlé Auvray behind the scenes at Lille. Do you remember this?
I remember this, I do.
Tell us a bit more.
So Timothy Weah did not recruit me. I was gonna make that clear. But we both arrived in Lille at the same time. So he's actually a friend of mine.
Okay. And they were making fun.
Yes. You know, they like to go a little overboard sometimes.
Because this is the official page.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what this is.
Okay, let's see another reaction. This one is from you. Trinidad's Kaïlé Auvray walks us around City Park ahead of their game against Jamaica. What were you saying there?
I think I was just speaking about how I was feeling during this Gold Cup experience and maybe sharing a bit of personal info also.
Yeah, well, Kaïlé, you know, it has been an utmost pleasure chatting with you, and in case you missed it, I want to wish you all the best in the JPL and as well as the Copa America qualifier. We'll talk again soon.
Thanks for having me. My pleasure.
Not a problem. Well, viewers, that's a wrap for today's episode of In Case You Missed It. Be sure to like, share and comment and let me know what you thought about today's episode.